In the last video, we were talking about market segments and doing charts. Created this really nice table solving the answer of which of these market segments is the biggest. That's what we were going for. What is the biggest market segment? As we went down, we saw that we could already start eliminating some of these without even doing the math. We could say that rare readers already weren't going to be the biggest. We stopped there. Then at this point, we said super readers are not going to be bigger than occasional readers. Let's just focus on occasional readers, only do the math there. And they have a size of 4.5 billion, which is the largest. Very important point is, once you find this insight, you got to put it on the top right. We write occasional readers, 4.5 billion. This will be key for us later in the case. Once we go into the conclusion, this will be something we can reference after we have pages stacked over each other. If you can only look at the title, you should be able to know what the answer is below. It's a good tip generally for creating slides as well. Occasional readers, 4.5 billion. So once you've solved this, you need to quickly switch from problem solving mode back into presentation mode. And you're thinking about your hypothesis, why, next steps. Remember, this is the key for every case. At the end of every single aspect of the case, you want to go back to your hypothesis, why, next steps. So to answer the question on which segment we should target, we should go into our hypothesis, why, next steps. So what's my hypothesis here? Well, my hypothesis is that the occasional reader is the most attractive segment because it's the largest with 4.5 billion in overall market size. This is in dollars. As a matter of next steps, I'd like to segment my occasional readers and start thinking about the revenues and costs associated that we could achieve if we enter the market segment. So that's me driving the case to the next step. I need to figure out what else will help me figure out whether this is actually the right place for me to target. What if the occasional reader segment turns out to be the least profitable? What if every customer takes, 10x to acquire than in the super readers? That would make it unprofitable. So I don't already know that I should go into occasional readers. What I know right now is that occasional readers is the largest segment and I should focus on it for now. That's my hypothesis. Why is because it's the largest. The next step here is to figure out the individual economics that my company could achieve if we entered the occasional reader segment. What are the revenues and costs associated? So that's your next step. It's very, very key to think about context switching from problem solving into presentation, and then you'll go back into problem solving. But you'll have to realize that you're going back and forth between these throughout the case interview. So once you finish creating a nice table, you have an answer, quickly switch into presentation mode, hypothesis, why, next steps.